Felt so good. Never felt so good. It never felt so good. Never felt so good. All right, that's fine.
Hey, so I am back at home. The trip, it was a really quick trip, but really good trip. We left out, got to Buffalo, New York on a Tuesday afternoon and got back Friday morning, early Friday morning. So it's doable to do all of this in a short amount of time. Of course, I would love to go back to Toronto, you know, just to experience the place because it was an impromptu day trip. But yeah, so we flew into Buffalo, New York. We went on the Canada side of Niagara Falls, which I think both sides probably would be great. Of course, I didn't go on the US side, but going on the Canadian side, it was nice because they have a bunch of shops, and you saw the clips, like cute little stores and experiences. We didn't do any of that. We just ate at one of the restaurants over there that was connected to the hotel. But like if you have your family, kids, I think it would be a great experience to go on that side just to enjoy all of that. So yeah, we did that on that Wednesday. I would advise anyone to do the boat ride because it was like a breath of fresh air going directly to the falls and being able to experience like the breeze and the water dropping on you. It was such a wonderful experience. I really enjoyed it. I would advise anybody to do it. It's not a super long boat ride, maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. It could be longer than that, but it felt like the amount of time. But it was, I can't even describe the feeling. It was such a good feeling, a freeing feeling being out there. So if you can do it, definitely try to do the boat ride. They give you the pink ponchos on the Canadian side. On the US side, they give you a blue poncho. So it depends on which side you're going. We ended up buying our own ponchos, putting them on first, which were thicker material, more durable, and then we put the pink ones on top. I think I had some jorts on. I made sure I didn't wear anything that would get super wet, but I had jorts on, and I think just the bottom right leg got wet. My shoes got wet, but we changed our shoes before we got on the boat ride to make sure we had other shoes to get back into, to make sure our feet didn't need to dry. But if you're going like in the summertime, if it's on a warmer day, because it does get a little cool towards the afternoon, evening, you can get away with like a summer outfit, but you will have to probably take like a light sweater or something if you go in the summertime afternoon boat ride or whatever. But yeah, we were fine. We didn't get too cold. I think if we hadn't had our poncho, the one that we purchased outside of Niagara Falls, we probably wouldn't have been able to stay as warm as we did, because I'm somebody that gets cold really quick. But yeah, great experience. So let me talk about the driving in Buffalo and in Canada. That was my first time going to Canada. It was an interesting experience because everybody was driving slow. We saw like maybe four cars that sped past the speed limit during the entirety of the trip. And we're from Tennessee, so I know people talk about how country Tennessee is, but some of us drive really fast here. And it was like nobody was rushing to go anywhere. I'm so used to the hustle and bustle of life, the job that I do, always being in traffic, and just getting on the expressway, and everybody, I need a phone mail, sorry. Everybody kind of driving fast, and people like speeding around you don't drive fast. So to be there and to experience everybody kind of, so it was almost like God was like, you need to slow down. And I know I need to slow down. I know I'm in a season that I want to slow down, and I want life to be a little more easier for me, a little less heavy, a lot less heavy, and to not be in a hustle and bustle all the time. And so I think this trip was just there for us of slow down. It was a reminder that life can slow down. Sometimes you have to be the one to make it feel a little slower. Of course, I can't get away from the hustle and bustle at this moment, but I can incorporate things for life to feel a little more slow and not feel so busy and so fast paced. I'm so used to going to and from clients and picking up and dropping off at school and being here and there every day. There's always something to do. And I think the stripper was a reminder that you have to take moments to slow down. You cannot go through life speeding and everything being quick all of the time. So this was definitely a great experience. So yeah, we spent Niagara Falls on that Wednesday. When we got there Tuesday, we pretty much just got something to eat. We don't have a Shake Shack here, so being able to eat Shake Shack, every time I see one, I'm going to eat there. The fries aren't always great. I think they were salty this time. Anyway, the burger is always good to me, for my opinion. Every time I have Shake Shack, no issues with the burger. Fries could be hit and miss. Yeah, so we did that. We kind of just got, things that we needed, like water and stuff, while we were that Tuesday. So it pretty much was us just, we got to the hotel, I think about 4 something, put our stuff down, and then kind of just did that. But we went to the mall too. I wouldn't suggest the Walden Mall, but hey, my preference may be different than yours. I wouldn't go back. We didn't try the outlet mall there. It might have been okay, not sure. So yeah, there was that. Buffalo is a small town. Really, it feels like you're in a country, but not with the I'm gonna say it this way, not in your face like racism. Let me say it that way. It's like you, where we were going, we didn't see a lot of us, but it didn't feel like there weren't a lot of us in the areas that we went to anyway. Down south, if it's not a lot of us, you can literally feel it without anybody saying the word. But yeah, so there was that. And then we decided on Wednesday afternoon, we was like, we're like 2.5 hours to Toronto. What sense does it make to come all the way out here and not make an impromptu trip? So it was like a 2.5 hour drive. We did a day trip on Thursday, which is something that I have wanted to do. Like we talked about doing an impromptu trip, so that was really nice to be able to do an impromptu trip. To do an impromptu trip and not stay like overnight, but just like go that day, come back. So we drove out that Thursday morning, got into Toronto, went to a mall. I can't remember, something center. It's like the luxury mall with all the high-end stores. So we went in there. Saw some stuff. Of course, didn't get a bunch. We ended up going to Zara. Oh my God. Zara had a sale going on. And if you've been in Zara during the sale, you know how chaotic it can be. We were so drained once we left at a Zara. It was like the only thing we could think about is getting food and sitting down. So, of course, we went back to Shake Shack. Because we don't have one here. So, we had Shake Shack 2 times when we were out of town. But yeah, the Zara in the Walden Mall wasn't hitting on anything, but the one in Toronto, baby. The best Zara I've been to, though, is the one in Manhattan, in New York. That is the best one I've been to, and I've been to quite a few Zaras. The one in Spain was really nice. The sales in Spain, you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. But this was still nice. I wanted to take a lot of things, but had to stick to a budget. Couldn't do too much. So yeah, that was that. By the time we finished with that, we were planning on going to a shoe museum that's there. It looks like it was really interesting. But by the time we ended up driving around trying to find parking, it was too late. So we went to the Toronto sign, which you saw in the video, took pictures there. We wanted to go to the CN Tower, but we ended up deciding against that and just headed back out, drove back to Buffalo. And then we had to get up at 3:15 Friday morning for our flight. So that was the trip. The trip was great. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a reminder. It was like God was like, you need to slow down. You need to, I like spontaneity, but I'm also a person. I like spontaneity, but I need a little structure in my spontaneity. I know that sounds crazy. But we really went with the flow. We were supposed to try to go to Niagara Falls on Thursday. Because she didn't want to go on her birthday. She wanted to do something different on her birthday. But it was going to rain on Thursday, so we went on Wednesday. So we went outside of the schedule that we had, but it was nice to just not have anything planned, but go with the flow. Because the way my life is set up, it's very hard to go with the flow because there's so many moving parts. So I typically am a person who is a planner. Now, I haven't planned, like going on a trip, I haven't really planned anything in a long time. Because when we were in Nashville for our 2-year wedding, me and Charles' 2-year wedding anniversary, we didn't plan anything. We just kind of impromptu. Well, not impromptu. We planned to go, but we didn't have any plans in the city. So it was nice to kind of go with the flow. And then when we went to Dallas for my birthday in January, we went with the flow. So I've been going with the flow with my trips. But as far as like everyday life, it's really hard to go with the flow because things are so structured in my life. As far as, well, not structured. schedules are all over the place. It can be very chaotic, so I have to be very strategic on my scheduling and how I can do things, which is something that I don't have to do when I'm out of town. So yeah, but yeah, that's a recap on the trip. It was really good, really enjoyed myself. So glad I got to go, and I am looking forward to the next adventure because I'm already thinking about the next trip. But if, like I said, if you want to go to Niagara Falls, I think going into Buffalo, if you do want to go into the Canada side instead of flying into Canada, the hotel we stayed at, I think it was like a 20-something minute drive to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. We just had to drive through the border, which was really cool. That was my first time driving through the border. When I've gone somewhere, I fly in, so it was really cool being able to like drive through a border. So there was another thing that I have not been able to do prior to now that I was able to do. So really good trip. We knocked out 3 things. Niagara Falls has been on my list of things to see. Sorry, my phone is just shaking. Niagara Falls has been on my list of things to see, so I was able to see Niagara Falls. I was able to drive into Canada across the border, and I did an impromptu day trip. So I knocked out 3 things in like a 2.5 day trip. So yeah, great. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the recap of my trip. If you've ever been to Niagara Falls, or you want to go, or if you've been to Toronto and want to go, put it in the comments below on what you enjoy or what you are looking forward to. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.